our CMT Most Wanted Live special. Now, you've seen that sign up there. ACUS, well, it means we've got a great night of music ahead with Alison Krauss and Union Station. And in case there's anyone on the planet who doesn't know who we're dealing here with, collectively they've won 13 Grammys and a slew of awards. Let's do some introductions here. Alison Krauss, of course. Barry Bales on upright bass. Got Ron Block on guitar and banjo. Jerry Douglas on dobro. And Mr. Dan Szyminski on guitar. Now, guys, I want to talk to you about this live album. Alison, you put out a live album in November, and we had a lot of people writing in saying, why did it take so long to finally get around to doing a live album?
Oh,
we tune a lot.
yeah, we tune a lot. That doesn't help.
Because I know you weren't waiting to get better at your instruments. That couldn't be possible.
Oh, yeah. It's such a kind of a hard decision. Like for me, I know that when we recorded the live record, it was 2 days in Louisville, Kentucky, and that kind of, when you make a live record, it kind of represents your whole time of playing. And just, you want to make sure you've got the right choices and right tunes, and you just hope the people like it.
I think people definitely like it. But Dan, you guys are known for being perfectionists in the studio. What was it like for you guys to not have a rewind button? You can't do over.
That's the scariest part. I mean, I think that's what all of us were probably afraid of most, is that, boy, we hope we get this, this one take, because, yeah, I love rewind buttons myself. So it made it a challenge.
Well, let's rewind a little and kind of take this from the beginning. I'm going to brag on all of you a little bit here. Alison, I know how much you love this, to talk about what a child prodigy you are. Oh, I'll try to make this as easy as I can on you. But, playing fiddle at age 5, joining a Union Station at 14, getting a record deal at 14, at the ripe old age of 21, joining the Grand Ole Opry. I think it's very safe to say you knew what you wanted to do with your life. But what was it specifically about bluegrass that you knew that's what you wanted to do?
Oh, I never thought I would really get to do this for a living.
Really?
I know that I would have loved to have had that happen. And I remember we were making a record here in Nashville, and I was about 19, and we had run up a $4,000 Shoney's Inn bill. And
that buffet will get you.
And it was really time to move here, and nobody else had another job, so that was like, well, we are doing this for a living. But I always knew I loved to play the music. I loved playing in a band with a banjo, and singing harmony was so much fun. I love the songs about home, and they make me daydream, and I love those Tony Rice records that came out, and I just will never be the same after I heard those.
Well, we think you made a very good choice. And Ron, let's get to you. I know you're a Southern California kid, and your dad owned a music store. This is so cool. One of your earliest memories is smelly old guitars.
That's right, and aftershave.
Well, obviously you had a lot of different musical influences growing up. I mean, how did that influence you, and how did you get into this?
I saw Lester Flatt on television when I was 12.
Enough said.
Yeah, that was it. And then I was totally into bluegrass for about 5 or 6 years. But all the while I was working at my dad's store, and they were playing Foreigner and you name it, Eric Clapton and Pat Metheny and all that stuff. So that was affecting me too.
Nice shirt, by the way. I gotta say, I love this color. Okay, now Dan, let's move on to you. You're from New England. Why are you all laughing? Raised in Vermont, and I know thanks to your brother you started playing, gosh, by age 6. And I know every weekend you would go to bluegrass festivals with your parents and stuff, but I gotta know, as every teenager rebels. Did you never reach a point where you're like, all right, enough bluegrass, I want some Zeppelin?
No, I got to have that too with my friends, but I had parents that were big music fans. They went to all the shows and all the festivals and fiddle contests. Growing up, for me, that was pretty much the only thing I knew. I didn't have anything to rebel to. In my mind, it was bluegrass or bluegrass. I chose bluegrass.
We are very glad you did. Now, Barry, I know you're from East Tennessee, right around the corner, and you're kind of the late bloomer in the bunch because you didn't start playing till you were 10.
Yeah.
What gives?
A slow learner, I guess. I don't know. I just finally took me that long to decide to try it. My dad always played guitar in Manlin and grew up listening to him play, and finally got the bug to try it and started taking lessons after that.
Well, you got there pretty quick. I have to say you're doing very well for yourself. Now, Jerry from Warren, Ohio, right?
That's right.
And I know there's a lot of steel workers out there. I wouldn't have thought that was a big bluegrass scene, but I've heard you say that a lot of the coal miners would move up north, and that kind of helped bring the bluegrass up there, right?
Well, yeah, a lot of people that I played with, and my father had a band as I was growing up, and I was probably playing at a lot of the festivals that Dan's parents went to. But yeah. But a lot of those folks, from Virginia, Kentucky, West Virginia, moved north because it was the coal mines or farming or the steel mills. Well, they took go to the steel mill.
Good
Makes a lot of
choice,
sense.
absolutely.
Yeah. But that's where a lot of those people went and took their music with them, and so that's why now there's a huge bluegrass population in Ohio, of all places, because of the work situation and all the migration north.
Well, it influenced you, and that's what really counts. Now, I think we have a caller on the line with a request. Caller, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi.
Hey,
what's
how
your
you
name?
doing?
Hi, what's your name?
My name's Brian.
Hi, Brian. What's your request?
Well, I just wanted to say that, listen to everybody talk. I was in a similar situation growing up. My dad being a preacher and a coal miner in West Virginia, we didn't listen to rock, and we listened to bluegrass. But as I got older, I got away from it. But during Desert Storm, my team sergeant was Ralph Stanley's nephew, and he kind of brought me back into it. And I met a guy from Whitfield, Tennessee named Tad Phipps, and he was playing the Alison Krauss CD, and that kind of turned me back onto bluegrass. I just want to say, thanks for Alison for bringing people back into bluegrass and making bluegrass the music that it is now.
That's wonderful. Do you have a song request?
I was wanting to hear the Lucky One if she could play it for me.
Oh, nice choice. What do you say? She's all yours.